So welcome back to the fields here in Amsterdam at Windmill 2018. We are go for the women's division. We have the Gentleladies of Belgium versus Atletico of Finland. And we're getting underway. Gentle are on offense. They have a horizontal stack look, and a deep shot goes up very quickly. Big defender on the shoulder, and she D's it amicably. Very nice work there, opening point of this game. So, the talismanic handler, I believe that is Izzy Inkinen there, about to pick up the disc. One of the Eurostars players. Last time I called a game for the ladies in white was their final against Iceni in the final of European Championships in Calve in Venice back in October. And so both teams having had a very successful tournament thus far. Nice movement round the back from Atletico. Finds upfield. Nice inside. And a big shot of their own. Same pairing, I believe that is the defender that knocked it away. Doesn't manage to tip it though. And that one will be one shot each. Long gone awry. And I am absolutely delighted, ladies and gentlemen, to announce that I am now joined in the commentary booth by my good friend and fellow commentator, Mr. Liam Grant, who is now putting on his headset frantically.
Woo-wee, we're in for a hot tamale here. We're in the women's quarterfinals. Things about to spice up. The Belgians going against the European champions.
Yes, indeed, and Izzy Inkinen puts up a, that's a much nicer shot, but the receiver unable to come in, sort of sails a little bit over her head. Perhaps a little bit of an error there.
I think the throw was so beautiful, it actually startled her. She's like, wow, that's amazing. Oh, crap, I have to actually chase after this.
Oh, no, that's for me.
And it's like, we all saw it come, and it goes in the hands of Inkinen. She wants to throw it to the end zone.
Yes, indeed. And we have the the wonderfully blank Gentleladies roster, so we're going to have to try and make up names for the ladies in the black shirts. But they are certainly, so 2 turnovers apiece in this opening point. Both teams sort of feeling each other out. Bit of a call on the play there, picking the stack, I believe. And so, Liam, have you had a chance to watch either of these teams at this tournament thus far?
You know what? I haven't had much of a chance. Any chance I get to not be in the commentary booth, I'm usually in my tent sleeping or at the beer tent. So I've not seen too much of them at this tournament, but I've seen them at lots of others. We all remember Atletico being dominant in Italy last year, so good memories of them there. New Jersey since then. Gentleladies didn't go to Euros last year, if I remember correctly. They were saving money for Worlds, so this is what they're growing towards.
You're right there, Liam. Which is always a consideration, Ultimate being completely largely, well, I say largely self-funded. Some of the teams on the circuit do have some corporate sponsorship, but that is few and far between. Oh, nearly sneaks the D. And a shot goes up. That might be a wee bit too large, and it sails clear of the back of the end zone. Yeah,
both teams still finding the range on this pitch. That one almost into the soccer goals at the back. Yeah, I think we were jokingly saying, like, you know, Worlds should be the best players in the world assemble, but in many ways it's the most well-off, the ones with the biggest bank account going at times, because it's very expensive. But I like that our sport is amateur and you have to pay your own way.
It has advantages and disadvantages. Certainly the ownership that is taken by the players in terms of making sure that, you know, you are sort of, you know, training to the best of your ability, because you know that it's your own money you're using. So, but either way, lovely inside break there from Atletico. Oh, and just sails past the hands of Olga Rento. And the two talismanic handlers. That's Izzy Inkinen on the force there. The name escapes me of the number 28, but I've seen her face across the pitch many times. One of the iconic Belgian ladies.
It's probably just as well we don't have their names in the rosters, because that gets a get-out-jail-free card of trying to pronounce the Belgian surnames.
Indeed, it gives us and a fantastic D there. Off the hands of, I think that's Vera Mana there. Fabulous work. Not the tallest player, but gets up. Clearly got some hops. He's been doing plenty of squats in the gym, I reckon.
Yeah, both teams turning over, shooting to the end zone, so we get a little end zone fever.
It is a little bit of a scrappy one thus far. Might even see a timeout call in the first point, which is unusual, not what you typically see. Both these teams had 4 games yesterday. This is their second of today. Inkinen with the disc in the hand now. Pops off though, takes the easy one, straight back. It's going to happen a lot, I imagine. Rento. Looking for her handler reset. Doesn't like it much. Finds upfield, Inka Weisman, who puts a pop of her own. It's going to fall shy and tip out of the end zone.
Yeah, that one was fading away from the receiver. Didn't really come out of her hands the way she wanted. And this is the Atletico O-line, and they're going to get tired. And that's going to really hurt if they have to come back on for a second point after this. So they really need to get this point, more so than the Gentleladies.
Well, you say tired. I mean, Atletico played the entirety of the European Championships with a roster of 14, which is comparative to the squad sizes of their opposition they faced at times. Really, not a lot of bodies on the field or on the sideline. Oh, a lovely, saucy, low flick break. Nice disc skills here from the Gentleladies. They work it round the back. Not able to create much movement upfield, though. Largely working currently within the same sort of 5 meters in terms of the depth of field. Not really that many deep shots because they haven't been working out for them, perhaps. Bit more flow now, advancing. Nice space on the inside, considers the deep. Punts it into the under, though. Bit of collision there with the defense. Lubov Obradskova. She's going to call an injury sub and come off. I think that perhaps they collided, hitting heads to shoulders, perhaps. Any eyes on that, Liam?
Yeah, I just got caught in each other's way and a little bang, no intention, and hopefully no serious harm done. Gentle get a chance to get a breather now outside the end zone.
Indeed, see if they can hopefully set up some kind of good structure. At the moment, looking for an isolated player upfield, but good reset. Pit call is rather a big cluster of players right now. Talking about structure, doesn't look to seem to be much.
Little discussion on there with Inkinen. You come to me. She's like, no, you come to me. You catch up.
Who is the bigger deal right now?
Oh, they're going back. She convinced her.
And so all the players in front of the disc right now, they're probably going to need a reset. Lovely around. Finds it, but no well, there's they go. A little later continuation, but punches it in. There we go, Gentleladies. With the first point on the board, first blood in this women's game.
Yeah, and it's definitely a double burn for Atletico. Okay, they got broken, but they also got absolutely drained at that point as well. And it's like, they're hardly going to send the same seven girls out there, women. I'm sure Inkinen's going to stay on, but they're going to have to get some fresh cutters downfield, let's say, and that hurts.
It does indeed. Both women's teams in this game trying to really just game of throws initially, just a really big punts from either side. Neither of them actually being very effective. And a long old scrappy point to open this one. Let's see, sometimes you can come out of those ones and be like, okay, guys, let's focus. A really smooth, sharp, sweet one immediately afterwards. But I don't know. We'll have to see what Atletico's O-line can try on this one. And so Atletico, Inkin in the central handler position. Hostak in front of her. Chooses the handler on the sideline. 4 back now. That's Rantanen on the disc. Actually a player based in the UK, training with Reading Ultimate, who are also at this tournament in the mixed division.
And it looks like we have a junk defense here from the Gentleladies. Kind of a line of 3 up front, allowing the swing. Almost like an arrowhead, but just kind of forcing them backfield, trying to clog up the lanes as much as they can, slow down this offense.
Right, you are there, Liam. Smart defense, though, seems to be really causing problems downfield for Atletico. They can't seem to shake the single coverage marks they've got deep downfield, just allowing them to largely work it through the handler set. Good containment. Leno on the far sideline. Jones in the middle. Rantanen back to Jones. Across to Inkinham. She's got the shot deep, and she takes it. Streaking is Leno. Can she get to it? Oh, she lays it. Was she in? I think her teammates are celebrating, and what a take that was from Leno Graham. Graham? Leno Liam.
Leno Liam. I wish I could do layouts like that. That was
you
fantastic.
And me both, mate.
I wasn't sure he was going to get there. It was drifting away from her. She was close to getting a face full of that sideline divide, the metal poles. Lisa in pursuit, the Belgian player, can't keep up with her, and had to go fully, and does well to keep her feet on the ground as she catches, so definitely in bounds.
That was fantastic. Very much enjoyed watching that one happen. Good shot from Inkin, putting it just in bounds, just out of the player's reach on defense. So sensational stuff. Clean hold for Atletico, despite the, as you identified, slightly poachy, arrowy handler marks there from Gentleladies, trying to frustrate and slow down Atletico's offense. But it seemed like it actually worked in their favor almost in terms of how effective that offense was in the end. And so Gentleladies now with the opportunity to do much the same if they can, offensively holding, but Paul will go up. It's a rather flat and low one. Gentle not really able to get there quickly, set up their offensive structure, but seem to be in play now, easily throwing it down the pitch. Great continuation here from this team, very nice indeed. And a big break backhand. That's going to be an easy score, but just bobbles out of the hands of the number 7.
I think she had it for almost a couple of seconds, or at least almost an established possession of it. Seemingly looked to her team and then dropped it moments after. And I was about to say what a fantastic opening 0 point from Gentle. It looked much cleaner and smoother, but yeah, an unfortunate drop.
The continuation was phenomenal, and a ripper there from Rento. That's going to be into the path of the very tall receiver, Versman, who takes a nice, easy reset. Oh, a lethal flick, low break. Gobbled up by Maria Martus.
Break right back at you. Both O-lines broken on their first attempt, and they'll be disappointed that Gentle looked really well. And I think that hook that went up was the tall Finnish receiver was the furthest woman back of the 4 chasing pack, but definitely the height attacked it really well.
Oh yeah, Inka Versman, the tall player. Well, I say that the tall player. There are 2 exceptionally tall players on this Atletico team. The other being Jones, her teammate. There's just phenomenal trust there. They've definitely hit Inka Versman quite a lot during the final back at Euros. I remember her being on the stat sheet rather a lot. Very reliable receiver. And when you have that height, why not use it? Especially when you have throws like that. A lovely peach from Rento.
Amazing seeing Inkinen on the D-line now again. I'm wondering how many points she's been playing this weekend, because she's already, I think, played 2 of the 3 points so far now, 3 of 4. That's a lot of running.
It is indeed a lot of running, and she is happy to do that in these clutch games, Liam. I think perhaps taking a few less when they're in slightly lower down the division matchups. But these big games, you can expect her to be almost a pitch hog, but when you are that skilled, it's not that surprising. But Gentleladies now showing their skilled players of their own. Nice deep cut there, great work, but snatched away by the defense. Great heads up from Sarah Eklund.
Yeah, Eklund, the Swedish player, has won a lot of medals in her time playing for the Swedish national team, and a great pickup.
I was going to say, that's a fantastic pickup for them.
I think I have Atletico first, if not second, in my picks to Yaka, purely because I saw her name on the roster. I know Yaka has some pickups of their own, but Eklund, a fantastic cutter. We saw her in the Eurostars just being a machine downfield. Well,
Sarah Eklund has been playing for a long time. I believe, I want to say she's one of the coaches of the Swedish women's national team, and that's a fantastic put again from Izzy Inkinen, reeled in by the hands of Maja Leno. What a little piece of offense that was, Liam.
I love how Maja Leno attacked us there. She actually cut across her defender first and just gave the defender no chance. I think she probably didn't have a chance anyway, but just boxed her out to be sure, and then was able to catch it easily at chest height.
And that was, again, another display of the throwing prowess of Atletico after a great heads-up D from Sarah Eklund.
Yeah, the score now 3-1 after Gentle broke first point, but haven't been able to stick one in since then.
Indeed, they have not, Liam. Atletico kind of shaky start. Actually, shaky start from both teams. That first point was rather a scrappy, grindy, long one. Now things looking a lot much cleaner. But I have to say, though, it was interesting. We were talking about the fact that Gentle haven't scored since that first break at the beginning of the game. That channel of continuation play they had on their 0 point, that was phenomenal, and it was really unfortunate to see the drop in the end zone from the number 7.
Yeah, having a huge impact on the game, and could very well be the difference between these two teams.
Great shutdown defense on the handlers there. Cardiff from downfield had to come in and help out. Lovely grab, high reach. Cardiff's a little bit late in terms of continuation from the stack. Woof! Made that one a bit difficult, but well held. Swinging across, pick from the call. Sorry, from the stack even.
Yeah, we saw Gentle start off there with a side stack, and they finished it well to kind of poach off and shut down the isolated cutter, and then transitioning now to a vertical stack in the middle of the field.
Indeed, nice handler movement. Still seems to be most of where the passes are generating from. Oh, lovely inside though, as soon as I say that, commentator's curse. Considering the options upfield, high stall situation. Oh, that's a lovely little inside flick. Beautifully flat. Then number 19 looks for that channel too. Furious fakes. Gentle starting to get a bit excited because they're near the end zone. Oh, and under. Not able to come up with the goods in terms of getting a block though. Fun fact, she's actually from the USA, is Lydia Jones, so another of the new players on board Atletico this season. Fantastic pickup. She's a PhD student at Georgia Tech, and she played professional ultimate. I think probably one of the few people on this pitch to have played for money. And she played for the Atlanta Soul this year. So we see the handler set of Jones, Inkinen, and Vapurenan.
That zone again, trying to keep them contained. We have Lisa Sellis in the backfield. My know her brother Raf does a lot of videography in the world of Ultimate.
Ah, yes, indeed.
So she's minding the house. Great tall woman, known for her big pulls as well. She pulled this one.
Yeah, you can see she's got a lot of strength in her core. No surprise that she can generate big force behind the disc. And another person who can generate plenty of force is certainly Izzy Inkinen. And Leno puts up a big shot, but it is fielded. There you go. Celis snatches that one out of the air. No trouble whatsoever.
She might have been Sarah Eklund had some space between her, but at least decided just to go up and attack the disc, and thankfully at a height she could reach.
Yeah, it was quite a low put. If Leno had put a little bit more of a height on that one, could have sailed over to Eklund, but seems to be lots of calls from the sideline as to what the force is. Perhaps a force out, changeable force. But a ripper from Celis over the top though. Difficult to take that one down under the pressure of two white defending shirts either side.
Yeah, there wasn't much space to throw into there. Maybe a bit trigger happy. Wants to get this break back and level it up.
Indeed, but they'll have to go through and get the disc back off of Atletico once more. Oh, and there we go, a little bit of a bobble. Disc falls out of the hands of Katarina Rantanen. Oh, thinks about the high release backhand over the top of the head of the mark. Holsters it, high stall situation. Disc goes up randomly. There is some kind of call, I think, possibly before this went up, but also on the little... That was a bit of a hospital pass there, Liam.
Yeah, that was just a float to the stack. I don't know if she's calling a foul on that. Very difficult to say that it was when pretty much all players were stationary in the stack. I don't know if it was a contested stall out or what's happening, or maybe there was a foul on the throw.
Pick call, I believe. There you go. There is the hand signal to confirm the call that was made. And the disc will come back. We'll have another go. Will we see another high release backhand? Just trying to float in out to the stack. So back in play now. Finds the pressure release. Inside channel, smashed away by Katarina Rantanen. After her drop earlier on in this point, she decides to go and get the disc back for her team. Jones far sideline, big fake. Not sure anyone believed that one though. More of a spinning the disc around rather than really any kind of sharp release movement. Good work between the handlers, pops it through the wall, back up to Inkinen. High floaty one, but well fielded.
Probably the first pass we've actually seen through that wall. Those three women so close together, really trying to make them go around and not through.
Good handler movement still. As you say, only penetrating through the wall the once. They're going to want to do that more. Jones back to round Adam. Inkinen. Oh, lovely over the top, saucy to Rantanen, who's going to take that one very aggressively, which he had to. Pressure from the defense on her back. Advancing. Oh, lovely shot through the middle to Eklund. That's beautiful. Off to the races now. Rantanen gets faked off by Inkinen. She comes back under, gets it again. Pops off to Jones. Great work following their passes from these Atletico ladies, and a visionary shot from Jones to Eklund. I like that a lot, Liam.
Yeah, 4-2 to Atletico. Can't believe it's taken 6 points to get Sarah Eklund on the scoreboard. Probably one of the top scorers at this event. And the offense again, they set up with a side stack. Isolate one cutter to get it to him. And then actually the side stack clears off to the middle and the back of the stack just runs down that break side. Everyone thinks it's dead space, and I expect a throw to go over there, but they time it very well and often get some yards doing so.
Indeed, smart offense from the ladies of Belgium. A pit call again. Seeing quite a lot of pit calls in this game early stages. Just as the teams kind of figure out each other's offense. Hopefully they can clean that up. Back in play. Oh, lovely shot. That's going to hang and float. Is that going to be Deed? Yes, it is. In comes the streaking forward. You're right, Liam. It's often difficult to make those calls and have it all resting upon your shoulders. It's going to be a contested foul by the looks of things. But that will come back largely amicable.
It's coming back contested. We see the fist bump for Inkinen on the sideline.
And so, just tapped in and swung immediately into the central field position. Liking that inside channel, but taking the over the top. Looking a little bit tentative upfield. Not really much movement coming from the stack, making their lives very difficult as Atletico do a great shot of cutting out the handlers. Oh! Sensational inside flick, just shy, knocking on the doorstep. Lovely, this is much better. Actual movement from Gentleladies, but everyone cutting to the same space. Choosing the wise dump and reset. And a big around backhand, and that is money in the bank, Liam.
Yeah, great shutdown defense from Atletico outside their end zone. They tend to really let the players downfield take away open side. They're really committing to no open side getting free, and then the marks are just amazing. They're really, I think a lot of top quality players will break the mark quite easily, 9 times out of 10, but the Gentleladies having to grind out and eventually get that around backhand. As you see the replay of the collision.
Indeed, good to see all of the players involved in that still up and at 'em. No injuries incurred during that tight bid. So a little bit more about these teams. So last games that we had, so Gentleladies have had plenty of success thus far. Actually, interestingly, it appears to be, if the schedule is to be believed, these two teams have played each other twice in a row now.
That can't happen. Definitely happened to Pelt before. I remember we played Clapham. We're like, okay, at least we'll avoid them next round, and straight into it, another round of Clapham. So it can definitely happen the way the Swiss draw works.
Yes, the strange algorithm that is. Well, that game went 15-12 in the stadium to the ladies in white. So clearly they know each other well. Maybe that's why the first point was quite so scrappy. Lovely handler movement again, seeing this saggy handler cup defense.
Inkinen thinking about Eklund has gone in behind Lisa. Thought about it, but still a very difficult throw.
Very difficult throw indeed, especially with the wind now starting to pick up a little bit. It's getting a wee bit chilly in the commentary booth. When I say booth, it's a more of a cage, really. Got to keep us locked up, Liam, before we cause too much mischief. But the wind certainly rips through us, and as it's on your screen, from the left to the right, behind the backs of the Atletico players, as Jones centres back to running them. Inkinen near sideline. Not really much movement again in the upfield. It's just really patient. Oh, there we go. Big backhand. Eklund well defended by her matchup there, getting completely in the way, and Eklund will extend the current dead disc situation for an equipment call. Tie her shoelaces, always good. So again, we see the side stack from Gentle, as you well identified, Liam, looking to isolate the players in the space. Back in play. Celis making an undercut. Well defended by Leno. In fact, great cover all round, but finds the break side. Near side on, oh! And Vrento just really getting enough pressure in there to put off the mark. Rantanen and co. Atletico really taking use of the fast break, not allowing the zone setup, but is that a hand block, Liam?
I think he just rolled off her finger incorrectly. One of those flicks that you don't want to watch again.
Well, you can watch it over and over if you like. And a big rip from Celis. That's going to sit and hang for days. Eklund going to put a lot of pressure on that. She goes up high. What hops! Liam, that was fantastic.
Yeah, great defensive play. Got a hand to the disc and actually stayed flying. I thought the Belgian player might have had a second bid in it, but I think she's just startled from how Eklund soared into the air there.
Yeah, she really went up, and we'll get another chance to look at that. She goes up super high. Full stretch. Not that much bigger than her mark, but fantastic early defensive play. Big fan of that. So, Atletico again with the opportunity to take this one to 5-4. Very tight at the moment.
I think the whole point of this Belgian zone is literally to stop Inkinen throwing her big throws. They kind of almost crowd in around her when she has it. They don't want her hawking. And it's made it tiresome for Atletico. Their offense isn't playing the way they wanted to. Now they're still quite conservative and getting a lot of passes off, but Gentle making them do something they don't want to do.
And that is what all defenses is about, making the opposition not able to do what they want. Oh, great grab there. Ronan keeping the disc alive for her team. Very patient, very almost boring. There we go. Commentator's curse, patient and boring, and then a ripper of a backhand sails past the hand of Katarina Rantanen.
Atletico looked a little tired at this point. You know, it's been grinding on a while. I was expecting maybe to call a timeout if they got the disc back in the middle.
Yeah, and that would not be an unwise call, I think, Liam. Oh, and there we go, a miscue there from Gentle of their own. Jones immediately picking up the disc, not allowing that handler set to come and get in and get involved. And a perfectly weighted disc to Leno. Had enough.
They took down Yaka.
What was the scoreline in the game?
I believe it was 15-11 to Atletico. The algorithm was predicting a 15-7 win for Yaka. That's how much Yaka was stomping the division.
Well, Yaka are definitely a fantastically capable team. Anything can happen here, though, at this Windmill tournament just before Worlds. But 3 weeks to go as Gentleladies storm down the field. Now very close opportunity. Again, we'll hopefully see more of that patient handler. Will give and goes. Oh, I love that little toss backhand over the top of the mark. Sets it up beautifully. And Liam, that was tasty, tasty offense.
Yeah, that was a beautiful leading break pass there. And that's what unlocks this end zone defense from Atletico, because they really trust their marks. And I think with the wind kind of died down, you control the lofty things, throw into space. Because once it goes to the break side, all the defenders are a yard or two off.
Well, regardless of, because I think they're still playing quite tight defense, but it's the issue of then suddenly you're not in the correct position and then you have to adjust and you're trying to stop it and you just can't. And so that makes things 5-4, just 1 point difference right now. Gentleladies with an opportunity to bring it back to complete level pegging, whereas Atletico will be looking to make sure they can keep that 2 point buffer. And again, we'll see the cuppy look of the ladies of Belgium in the black shirts.
I like how they've kind of pushed Inkinen to the sideline here now instead. She's usually in the axis, but in that sideline position with the quick swing, she'll have a moment or two before the cup gets her to possibly get a hook off. You can see here there's definitely maybe half a second or so, but I think that's actually a position she can do more damage.
I agree with you there, Liam, especially with the wind positioning where it is. So you've got that over the top, beautiful backhand break huck, which I'm a huge fan of personally. Nice little pop into Rantanen. Back to Jones. Ronanum. Jones, Rantanen, perfect, really nice fast hand movement. Rantanen as a popper, really doing a great work of following her throws. Finds the outfield, ooh, a little bit behind Rento. Good fakes, oh, great work there from Jones. Knocks on the door and in it goes. Handler's touching the disc, Handler's doing the scoring. And that was lovely offense there from Atletico.
Yeah, getting way more comfortable with this zone now. Kind of stretching it a lot. The handler's getting some width, and then it's a popper in the middle. The other people pushing downfield, creating space for just those four to work it up. And it looked very relaxed there. Can't say the gentle zone is putting as much pressure as it did earlier on in the game.
Indeed, it did not. They seem to have worked it out, ironed out the creases in their play. And so Atletico now with an opportunity to come out and do a little bit more damage against the offense of Gentleladies. The last point looked very smooth indeed. As you said, early game they had a couple of unforced errors, a couple of drops that really hurt them, and that's what allowed Atletico to eke out that a couple of points difference.
Yeah, pretty much trading since then, since that kind of mayhem at the start of the game. Kind of figured each other out. Actually, Gentle seem to be doing well, just using the break side more to get past this Atletico defense.
Those high backhand passes really working out for them well. Beautiful use of throwing abilities to take on the mark. So, let's see what's going to come out the blocks this time. We have a horizontal rather than the side stack. Cutter's taking a long time to get into position upfield, leaving the handlers a little bit stranded, having to work it between themselves again. But they're happy to do so. Gaining yards with it as well. Big backhand over the top. That's a lovely shot down that far sideline, just shy of the end zone. What can they come up with? Nice handler resets there. Changing the angle of attack and a big throw. Just caught in on the fingertips. That's a snag and a half, Liam.
Yeah, that was read really well. I started to skip a little bit in the air, had a lot of pace. I didn't know she had enough sideline there to actually catch it before going out of bounds, but attacked it really well.
You can either say that that throw was perfect or that throw was just enough.
Yeah, the pass is definitely on. She released it quickly, maybe a bit too much zip on it, but hey, it's a goal. She trusts the receiver.
Indeed, and a lovely, really opened up the ability to make that play, of course, was the dynamic handler resetting on the front of the end zone. And that is what you want to see. So, Atletico unable to do anything to shut down Gentle's offense. Liam, if you're Atletico, because clearly Gentle are making Atletico wait a long time before they hit the end zone. So, are there any adjustments you would suggest to Gentle's zone in order to really shut it down a bit better? We've now actually got a single person coverage.
Yeah, I think it was game over for that zone. Time to switch it up a bit now.
See if you can confuse by throwing a different look. It's the huge figure of Jones surveys the downfield high stall situation. That's a bit of a sitter. It's going to come back towards Izzy Inkinen. Players coming together. I think the Belgian player may have been sandwiched a little between Inkinen and her teammate, Eklund.
Yeah, I don't think there's any necessity to make that call. They're going to get the disc back in probably a more advantageous position, so best to just let it slide.
Actually, my thing would be the Gentle player who called the foul there, just to say Inkinen hit her on the arm over the top. Celis under huge pressure from Eklund. A little bit of body contact there, but both players seem to be happy. Lovely swing. Back to the inside handler position. Pick call upfield.
Gives everyone a chance to take a little breather. Sun's come out now. Definitely more pleasant weather than we experienced yesterday.
Yes, the wind is not ripping us quite so harshly today, though I do have my rain jacket over my knees as the windbreaker, because the wind has actually picked up and changed. It's now a side wind. So across the field from, well, as your screen, currently slightly left to right on the camera angle as present.
I think we'll go with near to far.
Near to far, yeah. Near sideline to far sideline. Excellent suggestion, Liam. And another pit call.
It is actually a little breezy, but you wouldn't be able to tell these girls actually have exceptional swings. The gentlewomen there doing a fantastic job of just using the whole width of the field.
Well, one of the most powerful sets of throwers for both sides in Europe. Oh, and a snag there from Celis. Measley pops it off. Eklund looks for the foot block but can't quite get there, and that is a score for Gentle.
And there we see it, the great swinging, classic end zone offense. And that's the second time we've seen that kind of high release backhand to break the mark and catch them off guard.
And that is a break of score. We are now 6 apiece in this game. Gentle doing what is needed to bring it back to evens after that awry disc high stall count situation when Jones released that. She very much needed to put a little bit more forward on it. It really had the disc, the trailing edge of the disc was very much down. It was just always going to sit for a really long time and not make many yards. But excellent news here for Gentle and excellent fans. Excellent news for the fans, all of you who are currently with us on this live stream. Because now, ladies and gentlemen, we have quite the game on our hands, Liam.
Yeah, that was a big break point for Gentle to bring it back to evens, 6 apiece.
Lovely work from Celis that we'll see again there. Snag, and then immediately throws that lethal inside backhand. So Atletico now need to hold this one, else they'll be giving up a lead for Gentle. Good resetting. Needs to be a little more patient. Rantanen in the middle. Pops it up to Inkinum. Oh, and a big shot. That's going up for Inka Weisman. Can she tow it? Whoa. Oh my days, that is fantastic footwork from Inka Weisman.
That was amazing. That was full stretch on her toes. I don't know if she's wearing stilts or something, but she got an extra inch or two somehow to grab the one with the pressure of the defender as well. That's the offense we're kind of more expecting. Inkinen booming into tall receivers.
Well, and that's what the beginning of this game looked very much like, Liam. And that's why I think Gentle, as you correctly identified, were using that saggy handler mark set to shut those down. But now that they've switched back to normal single coverage, that's exactly what's going to start happening again.
Yeah, they still need someone maybe to just help out deep, trying to have last defender always there, poaching off the back, because yeah, they can't afford to let Inkinen boost hooks to tall receivers, because as we see there, it wasn't even the greatest throw, but they're pretty much going to come down with 99% of them.
And they are all so good, all of the ladies on this field. You really do have to actively take things away that are as lethal and as reliable as that. Still, though, very much all to play for. Gentleladies will look for their own offensive hold now. And by Jove, they might just get it. That's a lovely gainer to the far sideline. Pops up a deep shot off their own. Oh, and the pressure of Atletico means that the player, intended receiver, has to go up very early. And thus, not able to connect with the disc. There's a deep shot going. Inkinen decides not to take it. Not sure she even saw it. And we'll see some slightly different faces behind the disc now. So Hannah Walker there. Oh, sorry, Walter on the disc. Another US player. Physiotherapist by trade, I believe.
I'd say she'll be due a massage herself after this one. Been running hard.
She certainly has. She lists her qualities on the roster sheet, Liam, as sleeping and eating.
Two of my favorite pastimes as well. It's not often I go by a day without sleeping or eating.
Sometimes neither, but those are even rarer. Great patience here from Atletico. Not sure what it is that Gentle are doing necessarily defensively.
A timeout called.
Yes, I think it's more the fact that Atletico just, no one decided to really wanted to take control from the stack. Looked real stagnant there.
Yeah, and Atletico can actually score for half here, so that's a great idea, calling the timeout now. Rest their best players are on the line. Let's give them a rest. Score this point and you get another one. Get 2 rests. That's what you can do. So they're going to take a break here and come out flying, I'm sure, and try and get that score for half.
Indeed, and you have to take the halves, the timeouts within the half, obviously. Typically, otherwise, you tend to lose at least one of them if it remains unused. But yeah, the stack there just looking really just inactive. What are your thoughts, Liam?
Yeah, I think they're just tired. I don't know. I'd be tired if I was them. I think people often forget that. I remember talking to some, I think, the Clapham players last year, or some people in the final last year that were just like, people forget we've played, 7-8 games this weekend. We've run really hard against the best players in Europe. You may not be able to see it in their faces, but it hurts. I'm sure their bodies are hurting. The sun's come out now. It's a draining conditions. It's definitely a draining match as well.
Indeed, and I believe this is the last round of the Swiss draw pool play. I mean, we're talking about being tired, Liam. I currently have myself a little caffeinated drink next to me in order to try and boost my energy levels. I've been being a bit cheeky. I've been playing a little bit as well as commentating. So I've been running around myself after some of the best players in Europe here at Windmill, which is always a pleasure, but it does, as you say, have an impact upon the body and the mind.
Yeah, a lot of the best players in Europe chasing me around the bar as well, highly sought after in these conditions. But yeah, I think the only ultimate I played was actually Ultimate, which of course is not Ultimate. The crew, Skip Sewell and Eric Duisberg, were running a little Ultimate clinic on the Thursday night, I believe, and that was the only running I did, and I'm still sore from that, and that was about 40 minutes, so. And it's coming back in with Inkenin.
Indeed it is, Liam. Yeah, Ultimate, a very strange variant of flying disc sport. And there we see a big ripper. Not really anyone underneath it, but a high stall count perhaps. And sources are informing me, Liam, this is in fact, and this is why it's a double, the same game as the previous round, this is the quarter-final.
I was aware it was the quarterfinals. That's the men's quarterfinal behind a series of bad skill club. All the quarterfinals in the men's and women's division. So that's exactly what happened. It wouldn't be able to happen in Swiss draw. You're prevented from playing the same team twice in the draw schedule.
That does make more sense now as to why the teams just played each other last round in the stadium and now are facing off again. Almost immediately, just an hour and a half later. Oh, lovely high clap catch there on the far sideline from Gentle. Swinging it around. All the way around, great continuations, but little pause. Lovely use of the unders from the ladies of Gentle. Bit of a close handler cut though, makes that very difficult to hit. Thankfully replaced by a teammate.
And this means if Gentle can bang this one in, you know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen, Liam?
The universe is going to open up and we'll be seeing a brand new Galaxy point if it happens, Anna. Will it be it? The options there. All the Milky Way in. No! I cursed her.
You did, Liam. Commentator's curse. That is deeply disappointing there. Very unfortunate drop on literally in the end zone. Not really that many people near, so why the pressure? But there the pressure gets to the head of Rento. Just drops it, plain and simple.
Yeah, giving it right back to them.
And an excellent field position as well. Center, right in front of the end zone. And that's made beautiful use of. Fantastic score there from Gentleladies.
It's happening, folks. The big one. The Galaxy point, this is it. Next score takes half. Mike Palmer, where are you? We need you now.
Indeed, and during that half we will have a little bit of more of a look, a deep dive, if you will, into the previous results of these two teams as Liam sprays himself in the face with my water pistol.
Yeah, that's definitely not a metaphor. That is actually what's happening.
It's not a euphemism. We have a tiny little orange water pistol with us in the commentary booth, which has a surprising range, actually. We were able to shoot some water at the unruly Clapham players, which were warming up behind us for their next game. Well, currently the one they're playing now. There was a moment, Liam, I don't know if you heard about it, where one of the Clapham boys, as they were having a little throw around, threw the disc onto the show pitch, this field 5, the live stream show pitch, and then just ran on during a point to go and collect it. Did not give a care in the world.
That's champion privilege right there. I think they can just do whatever they want. Swan right on. We're the reigning champs, boys. Get out of my way. Do whatever they want. Not in here. Not with me, with my pistol. They try to come on now, even though they're currently playing, which wouldn't make much sense. I will shoot them down. Thanks to the good people at Shunru Jin Plastic Toys Factory in China. Exceptional work. If you're watching the stream now, kudos to you.
If in the very, very unlikely event that they are watching, I'm sure they will give you a shout.
I think it is. Last time Will Smith checked, anyway.
And so I did promise that we would have a little bit of a closer look at the both teams' journeys here to the quarterfinals at Windmill in this rather pleasant conditions right now. I can see some grey skies, but we've got some sunshines immediately over our heads. It's very mild and warm, and the breeze is very gentle. The flags behind us looking pretty still overall, although our screen has died. And so Gentle on their route here bested the Slovak women's national team. Jaka was a loss, and beat Gentleladies as well as Mainzelmansion. A close one between them and the ladies from Mainzel. 15-3 there. But a cracking game between these two teams, as we have already mentioned, on their way just before this one in the stadium. Field 2 on the artificial turf, and that one was pretty tight. Atletico sneaking 15-12. As we'll watch some replay highlights. Looking then to Atletico's journey here. They too have had some pretty impressive results. A very close one against the Polish ladies with Troubles. A 14-12 win there. Dominant performances against Triple Mamacitas and Helsinki of 14-5 and 15-8 respectively. Jaka again, but losing against Jaka, I believe, 15-11, or is that, oh, no, a win, sorry, a win. They were saying they're undefeated, winning against Jaka 15-11. And like I say, messing with the algorithm quite heavily. And then that 15-12, as we say, against Gentleladies to take them into this quarter-final.
I think although Atletico beat Jaka 15-11, at the end of the day, Jaka were still above them in the strength rankings. They just blew everyone else out of the water, Jaka, so that just held with them.
Certainly did. And as we've been saying, the strange format here, the Swiss drawl that Windmill is renowned for, making it all about scoring as many points difference over the opposition as humanly possible, or alternatively putting as many points against the strong teams as possible in order to better yourself within the overall rankings. That is what it's all about here, ladies and gents.
Yeah, because although Gentle lost them in the last game, they had quite a tight scoreline, and it probably helped their ranking that and kept them in the top 8.
Certainly, Liam. And so, Atletico now looking out of the half on offense to take their first point in the second half, allowing the big form of Westman underneath quite easily there. Inkinen, pressure on. No cuts into the deep field at this particular moment. Eklund far sideline again. Not really much coming into the deep space. Inkinen cutting rather than handling for this 1 point. Westman finds Inkinen. Is it going to be in over the top? Perhaps a high backhand. No, it's a break to a swing. On the break side again. No continuation from the stack, really. But there you go. Eklund, sneaky ninja, far side, front corner. And that is now 9-7, I believe, in this game, in this women's quarterfinal. Liam, any thoughts?
Yeah, Eklund stretching that defense like a slinky. Cannot keep up with her. We saw in the Galaxy point, she burned 2 people to the open side, and at that time just around on the continuation cut to the break side, and then there was no one who was able to stop her then.
Lovely offensive work there from the ladies in white and black. But Gentle will have something in response, I am sure. Still very much all to play for as the sun is out here on the fields in Amsterdam. So Liam, have you been getting involved in much of the festivities here at the Windmill?
No. I told Lisa, one of the tournament directors, that I'm too old now to be going to Mingle or the beer race, and that Irish people, we find it difficult to get involved in organised fun. It is fun and it's well organised, but we're more kind of off the cuff, organic fun. So I did it before. It's I think my 6th Windmill, so giving some other people the opportunity to shine in the beer race. Don't want to beat them too early.
So you're a veritable Windmill veteran at this stage then, Liam. Mostly playing, I would imagine?
It's my first time not playing, which is...
How's that working out for you?
Well, I haven't been working out. So
oh, well, I'll tell you who has been working out. Number 19 from Gentle. I'm afraid we don't have her name because the roster sheets are blank for Gentle. But a fantastic catch there.
Perhaps a tactical move by Gentle to leave the rosters blank, so if anyone's watching this game, scouting them a little more difficult.
Well, they'll know what they look like and they can do that for sure. Hop defensive pressure from Atletico on every pass of this offense, doing everything they can, but it's not quite enough. Lovely backhand down the far sideline, finds the receiver, and that is 9-8.
We had some big layout grabs and spicy plays in the opening part of this game, but now both teams kind of settled in, and it's maybe so good. It's a little boring. They're both doing their boring offense, which is often the best offense. And
well,
that's
we did
what
have
a couple moments. Yeah.
We did have a couple moments there, Liam.
Yeah, we had
like number 19 going to ground almost right in front of us in order to keep the disc alive and then sinking the point in. Nice point for her. She'll be pleased with that one. But like you say, these teams are both focused on world clubs in just 3 weeks' time. Where we will be, Liam. We'll be there. You looking forward to it?
We'll be there. I'm looking forward to it very much so. I always look very short-headed in the future, so I was preparing for this, thinking all about Windmill, and then as soon as the final point to score the tournament, my brain will switch on then to Worlds, and obviously be doing prep in the process, but that's when I'll really start thinking about it, how enjoyable it's going to be, and what a great event will be for our tournament, our sport.
And what an opportunity for us to not have to work quite so hard physically as the players that will be running around the pitch in front of us. It's certainly a mentally draining one for us rather than leg draining, but a lovely, beautiful put. Is Izzy Inkinen going to lay out for that from Jones? No, she is not. Lets it go on this one. And that is a valuable opportunity now for Gentle's D-line. Can they convert it and bring it back to level? As someone throws an errant pass directly at the back of the head of Liam Grant.
Yeah, I think I was owed that one. I'm sure it's something I did a long time ago, and karma's sneaking up on me.
It's something we're finding quite a lot in these open commentary booths. We're right pretty much in the midst of what is technically a warm-up pitch, a little bit, where our crew is set up. And so people are often throwing around right next to us. Haven't been hit in the head by yet because there are bars protecting. But certainly lots of pinball off the side of the commentary towers. So Gentle's D-line's opportunity. Oh, and a great attack there from Katie Jones.
Yeah, it's always dangerous in the commentary booth when you have Ravi Vasudevan's team Wizards warming up, because there's going to be a lot of wry throws if you see them scuba into the back of my head. Had it been a better team higher up in the division, at least the top 20, that unlikely to happen.
Are you throwing some shade there on the team from Geneva?
Yeah, I'm going to throw a scuba at me. I'm going to throw some shade back at you.
Oh, and a lovely little bit of athletic offense from Atletico there. Right off to the races. That is great to see after the great turnover generated by the powerful attack there of Lizzie Jones.
Yeah, again, using their physicality, Finland, to get free. A great point, and looking very well oiled coming up to Worlds.
Certainly. The only question in my mind is, in terms of Atletico at Worlds, is that we've been talking about how Essie Inkinen will oftentimes stay on the pitch for a very long while. And certainly they've bolstered their squad with the likes of Eklund and the two Americans, Lizzie Jones and Hannah Walter, as well as some Russians, actually. I could see Maria Martus and Lubov Obratsova. But without the talismanic presence that is Essie Inkinen, so say day one she gets injured, Liam, what do you think would happen?
I think they'd go on holidays, go home, maybe visit California, get the hell out of Ohio.
And we're now 70 minutes into this game, which has been asked actually by the talismanic handler herself, Essie Inkinen, how long is left in this one. So we've just signalled to her. She's clearly got her eye on the management of this game as Gentleladies tear down the pitch. Hot pressure on there, but there we go. Keeping the dream alive. Gentleladies in this quarter-final. That was a ballsy little play there. That shot into the end zone, Liam.
Yeah, this would be a big upset if Gentle can go off this point. I'm sure Inkinen asking what the time is, because I guess when it gets to the end of this game, I bet she's going to stack the line. When it comes to crunch time, she's always on every point.
That does seem highly likely. So 10-9 now in this quarter-final game here at Windmill 2018 in the women's division. Seeing who will advance. Will it be the Finns of Atletico, or will it be the Belgian women, Gentleladies? Liam, if you had to call it right now, who is your money on?
Has to be Atletico. If we end up in a universe point situation, I think they have the strongest 7. The Belgians quite a well-drilled squad, but I think when it comes down to those moments, you look for your top players to make big plays, and I can see that happening for the finish. But this is a tight game. Anything can happen.
Right you are, Liam. Anything can and maybe will happen. Could see a little upset, certainly, as you say. The algorithm favouring Atletico based on their previous performance. Again, we're going to see that saggy handler, zony defence. And so, nice swings around, plenty of time. Eklund coming in, but more just easy resetting. Oh, the cut got a little finger piece on that throw, Liam.
Yeah, just keeping it alive.
We're down on the sideline. Coming out and in. I like how the positions for Atletico's offense do keep changing it up. Cutters coming in and out. The handlers going in and out.
And this is that zone we've seen earlier on in the game. They've come back to it, hoping that maybe Atletico forgot how to beat it.
Well, that aggressive near side mark with the 27 on her back. She has gotten a piece on, well, nearly gotten a piece on many of the throws over this near side to Inkinen. Clearly one of the faster players on the roster. Very aggressive. But Atletico happy to just play the short, patient, conservative game.
And there's yards to be gained on those swings, but the central handler there for Atletico maybe being a little reserved in this.
Finds Eklund. Pops it into Leno. Chins off Rento, doesn't like the look. Looks for the swing. Inkinen very free, but decides to throw it into the end zone. Risky shot. Deed away. Golden opportunity for the ladies with the black and green shirts now, Liam. Yeah. Opportunity to bring it neck and neck.
It hasn't been level in quite some time, but they've just been slowly clawing their way back into this game. Looked like that zone was all but gone, but then when they got outside the end zone, a great defensive play.
Oh, but pressure, stall out there. Fantastic defense from Atletico, coming up with the goods when required. So, round 2, end zone offense. In this point, can they be more sensible? No, but it's a great shot from Essie Inkinen into the hands of Lizzie Jones, and that will keep the score 12-9.
Yeah, we saw the one get a big D, come out in the front of your end zone, big opportunity to break, and then just hold on to the disc. I often recommend not trying the no release throw. We have the high release, low release, but the no release one tends to not work. And if there's anything we can rely on ultimate is if you throw around 9-ish or so, you can usually
float it up somewhere and have something happen.
Yeah, and then possibly contest stall out, because that's what everyone does when you get stalled out. You contest it. Them's the rules.
Although really. I do like, Liam, there's been a change to the rules, I believe, in terms of marking infractions, where if you call a... so it's my understanding from what I've read, I'll be interesting to hear your take on this actually, Liam, is the if there's a stall out and you don't call the marking infraction, but you throw it anyway, and then you say, oh, well, you know, sorry, you should call a fast count, sorry. But if you, my understanding from the new version of the rules is that if you call that after you've thrown it anyway, you've thrown it anyway. So the marking infraction is therefore no longer valid.
Yeah, marking infractions don't stop play. So if you throw it anytime a marking infraction, it's a turnover. Them's the rules. So it happened, I think, earlier watching the Wizards game. If you call it a marking infraction, even if they don't drop the stall count, whatever happens, until violation is called or something that stops play continues on.
So, Gentleladies need to put this offensive point in, need to hold it, high stall count, and it will be delivered into the hands of the far handler. Does a great job spinning around on the force, considering the options upfield. Rantanen nearly getting a hand on that one. And a huge hammer into the space. Can she run it down? No, she cannot. Ambitious play from Gentleladies at the late stage of this game, Liam. That was not the best look.
Well, just a bit too much mustard on. I think the throw was definitely on. A lot of people say that's quite a long way to hammer, and she overthrew it, which is what you wouldn't expect to happen. I'm not totally against that. I think
I'm not against it, but I'm not sure the number 77 shirt was looking for it. And that was the big difference. It was the fact that she couldn't quite catch up to it because she wasn't ready for it. But Atletico now, golden opportunity to eke out another break of score, lengthen their lead that little bit more, give themselves more of a cushion towards the very late stages of this game. See some different faces on this D-line. Oh, and a lovely pick up there from the 59 shirt, ripping a huge backhand to Katarina Rantanen, who was sleeping on defense and let that young lady quite so free. But a great shot from her teammate Fista. Haven't seen much of Fista this game, but she was definitely very much present and correct for the European Championship final. Nice easy work there. Oh, can she be backed up? No, she cannot. That one is going to go awry, sailing past the streaking form of Vera Manna.
Yeah, quite a flat mark there from the gentle women during that point. It kind of forced them to flare out the throws a little bit, and that one missing a receiver. But I think it was actually a lot of good pressure on the force.
Definitely, and using the fact that the wind is blowing near side to far side, not going to help those throws any amount at all. A bit of a loose mark there from Manna. And there's your separation, chooses not to take it. Good call, holstering, looking for the resets. Good handler marks, but a little bit of Ryan. There we go, opens up the shot. Fista caught asleep on the front stack mark. And there we have it, 11-10. Gentleladies keeping the dream of a semi-final alive here, Liam.
Yeah, Atletico not able to stamp on their dreams just yet. Keeping touching distance away, but Gentle very much in this.
Yes, Gentle's hands clawing at the heels of Atletico now as we reach the very late stages of this game. Not had the jingle to call time cap yet.
I believe the time is actually longer in the knockout rounds than any others. I think it might be even 90-minute games. Not entirely sure.
Well, either way, we shall wait to hear the jingles before we get too excited. Certainly the mixed teams warming up next to us, getting very excited for their own quarter placement games, whichever bracket you may be in here at this Windmill tournament.
Yeah, so if you're not in the top 8, it continues a Swiss draw throughout the tournament.
Oh, and that's a big shot to Sarah Eklund, and a flat one too. That is money. Beautiful throw there out of the hand of Vapu Renanen.
Yeah, great goal there. She actually milked that little upline cut. She saw it was floating and was able to kind of round the corner and get her body moving forward, get into that power position. And you see Eklund timed her cut to perfection, streaking deep. The script was written long before it ever left her hand. We all knew what was happening.
Aye, that we did, Liam. And that was a sensational throw to watch. Just hung in the air beautifully. That's what, when a disc dreams, that's the kind of throw it dreams of.
Definitely dreams of being chased down by Sarah Eklund as well.
I think we all do, a little bit. So, Gentleladies now a full 2 points behind. Atletico with it all, looking like it's working, it's functioning. Inkinen staying off the pitch, but using her hands to emphasize her points. Don't know if that's on your screen right now, but either way, this is turning out to be a very exciting game indeed.
As we see Colorado and Smog warming up on the sideline beside me. Actually haven't looked at the schedule yet, but I think it's likely we'll be seeing one of those two on the mixed stream coming up next,
Indeed.
mixed quarterfinals.
And Hannah Walter pulling out of bounds there. The American not able to keep the disc in bounds. So that will be a bricked pull, central field position. Ideal moment here for Gentleladies to set up that side stack as a pull play. Sun now starting to really beat down. Very warming on us in our little cage in the sky, but a very low throw from Gentle. Prime opportunity for Atletico to take it to 13. We may yet see this one go to full point cap, depending how successful we are. Fister getting aggressive into that one, but great defense from the Gentlelady, marking her.
Yeah, I don't think that option was really on. Just wanted to bang it in, try and end this game. Save some legs for the semi, but it's far from over. As you'll hear the Belgians on the sideline cheering on their team.
Lovely upfield shot. Oh, that was lucky. That seemed to get blocked directly into the stack. And there, that big backhand bobbled a bit, but in it goes.
Yeah, demonstrating to her teammates, that's how you throw a backhand hook to the end zone. Don't worry, I got this. This is what you're trying to do, right? Boom.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can throw backhand hooks better than you.
Well, both were completed. Not to the intended the first one, but they'll take it.
Indeed they shall. And that was a lovely throw. 11-12 now. Gentleladies trailing Atletico by just that 1 point, Liam. I'm getting excited.
Yeah, I think that's what Gentle have to do. They're going to have to ride their luck a little bit, you know. Take what's given to you. That's this. When the teams are both this good, that's sometimes the difference. Is just one little bobble, one bounce, things going your way.
Yeah, and certainly Atletico piled on the pressure, did everything they could to shut that throw down. Certainly the mark on the original intended backhand hook, doing a great job, but just not able. The luck was in favour in that point, certainly for Gentle, by virtue of that popping down into the stack. Neither of the ladies in the stack, I'm sure, were expecting to receive that disc, just dropping out of the sky like an airdrop of a care package of medical supplies and food, you know, that sort of thing. Yeah,
and all see good players are aware of where the disc is, with their heads up. A lot of less experienced players probably wouldn't have been aware of what was going on.
Or certainly would not have had the puma-like reactions to snag it out of the sky as Gentleladies just did. So we're starting to hear some music, Liam. We're getting towards the very late stages of this game. It's going to be a tight one. Who do you reckon is going to cinch it?
It's got to be the experience of Atletico, right? They got one of the favourites coming in, European champions. It'll be a massive upset, albeit how tight this game was. You always feel like they're keeping this distance just about. They'll stack their lines if it was more even. If they're behind, I think they'd be going out a lot more aggressive, but they're just kind of doing what they need to win this game.
Well, talking of stacked lines, we currently have a rather spicy looking line for Atletico. We have Rento, Jones, Eklund, Inkinen, Leino, Reananen, and of course the very tall receiving form of Vestman. Horizontal stack with two at the back because it's not that saggy handler cup this time. No, 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 they're playing honest match defense as Rento comes under. Not any mark of any description because the Gentleladies trying to stop the pass in a power position to Izzy Inkinen, who's going to throw a huge floaty pass. Rento under it. 13-11. I think that might be now 1+1 cap.
Yeah, Rento's been chasing those ones down for quite some time. Great connection there, the two teammates. Inkinen, a lot of teams wouldn't throw that, but she trusts receiver, saw that she had the matchup. She boxed out really well, held position, and got up with two hands.
And that's one of the things that this Atletico's team of receivers are really very good at doing, Liam. They're fantastic at using their bodies intelligently to box out the defenders on the shoulder. So even when the discs hang like that every so often, I mean, during this game, they've been sitting out in front. If anything, they've been too far in front. I remember early game, that layout, I believe, from Leino into the far corner of the end zone. That was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, I think every disc that's hung up, they've come down with. I can't think of any situation where Gentle's actually got up and over them. So I think Inkinen is purposely floating them out there. If she throws it too much zip, she could possibly overthrow them, but essentially she can't underthrow them. As long as she gets it around the defender and hangs up, if they have position, they're coming down with that on so many occasions.
Indeed.
I think she's really throwing to people who may not necessarily be free with separation, but have position. They're deep of their player.
Well, in that example just there, certainly Rento did have good positioning and good separation from the mark. It just sat up enough, but that was the thing. She had time to go there, settle without the pressure of the defense, set her place, read it fantastically well. But now a job to do on defense. Oh, Fista looks for the inside channel for the D, not able to do it. Great work up the near sideline from Gentleladies.
Yeah, the handler's owning that first 50, 60 yards down the field.
Burning down. Thinking about the inside channels, the front of the stack, often having a loose mark from Atletico, which has been painful for them outside the end zones, particularly on the right side. And there we see the around backhand break. 13-12, tight as you like, Liam.
Yeah, that's why you come to tournaments like Windmill, for these kind of close games. With so many elite teams coming and the way the format works, you're always going to end up with tooth and nail games towards the end of the tournament. And that's across all divisions, top to bottom. It really settles the talent down well, and you'll find yourself exactly where you're supposed to be when the tournament's over.
So now we are but 2 minutes away now from the start of the next games. So this one may look like it will possibly overrun a little, but Atletico to receive, coming out on offense. And we've seen them have some very, very efficient drives within this game. Will this be another one, or will Gentle have a response on defense to shut it down and extend the game? Presumably will be a game to 14 now, Liam.
You see, Enkinen is completely pushed off. This now a way more aggressive zone. Again, a four-man cup, but trapping on this sideline. Enkinen in the space now.
Oh, Enkinen's fake's doing a wonderful job of opening up that cup, sending players splaying. Good crashing through from Jones. Ronanen unable to break the force over the top. There we go. That's Vestman. Big, tall player to hit there. Leno, very capable thrower herself. Jones.
Really interesting. They choose now to trap on this near sideline as well. So just trapping whatever sideline is nearest.
Well, they're trying to put big pressure on and try and slow down Atletico as best they can. I think has generally been the objective of most of these defensive looks from Gentle.
I think a foul called the Belgian player on the mark, suggesting that she was pivoted into.
Interesting one there. Certainly a very tight mark situation, whether they're, and obviously if the thrower had pivoted into the mark, then quite rightly offensive foul. Lovely over the top flick. That's a beautiful shot there for Renan. Oh! And a bash on the mark. I think there's going to be a foul call there. Not sure that Essie Inkinen was actually looking for the disc. I think she was more trying to move the cup around and throw them off a bit. We've had the Mario Kart signal for the next game, but if you've heard that in the background, as the players discuss this call. But of course, we will stick with the action here in the women's quarter-final. And the mixed teams will just have to be patient and wait for a moment. So uncontested foul. Essie Inkinen with the disc on the far sideline. Will she look to be impatient and try and chuck it over the top? Or a nice pop into the middle. There we go. Jones finds Leno. Back to Jones. Looking to sort of almost homeboy. Oh, a bit of a risky biscuit there.
Yeah, spotted Eklund was in the back of the end zone unmarked for a while, but a very difficult throw.
Love the scuba fake from Rento. There we go. Finds Eklund. And that's the channel. You called it, Liam. There we go, I believe. As the players will now shake hands. I think that is the end. Yes, that is game. So, Atletico will advance to the semis Unfortunately, Gentle put up a fantastic fight in that game, Liam, but they will unfortunately have to battle it out for just 5th place. Still a fantastic result here at this Windmill tournament. Such depth and strength in the women's division. Closing thoughts on that one, Liam?
Yeah, it was a great game, and that's what you expect at this caliber and level of Ultimate. Atletico, force to be reckoned with, and maybe can take this tournament down.
Indeed. Well, we'll have to stick with the action here. We'll bring you now the mixed quarter-final. We're going to have the Gummibärchen, and I believe that is SE6 from Sweden, so stay tuned for that coming up very, very shortly.
Alti.tv